It certainly feels like we're becoming more divided. And I can't pretend like I'm above it because I engaged in a lot of it myself. And I have deep regrets about that.
Listen, this segment has been just nothing but a big W
right.
for Anna here, okay?
Yeah.
We've been conditioned to think that generalizations about entire groups of people is somehow okay, as if it doesn't contradict the fight against racism. We've taken the bait in this extremely successful divide and conquer strategy. And to be honest, I've been struck by how effortlessly callous the online discourse has become. Any out of context viral video that features a conflict with a white woman is automatically considered evidence of a racist act, even before we have all the details. The latest example involved a pregnant hospital worker named Sarah Comrie in New York. She was captured on video during an argument she had with a black man over a city bike in Manhattan. The man claimed that he paid for the bike rental, but Comrie disagreed.
No, record him, record him. Help!
Help me! Please help me!
This is not your bike.
Please help me!
This is not your bike.
Please help me! Help! Please get off me!
What's going on?
The dominant online narrative was that this racist pregnant woman tried to steal a bike from a black man and then made herself out to be a victim with her white tears. Her attorney later provided receipts claiming that she in fact paid for the bike, but it felt like no one thought it might be a good idea to just wait and see what the truth was before attacking her. Her employer at Bellevue Hospital was immediately contacted. She was placed on leave pending an investigation. Now her attorney is looking to potentially sue media outlets that propagated false allegations about his client, but we still don't know the full story. And it's better to wait and see how this develops before people try to destroy a stranger's life and livelihood.
Are they trying to get out of the defamation suit with this video? Because
well,
I
listen,
noticed
look, good for her, okay?
They're gonna be suing TYT.
Listen, good for her, okay?
Trying to get out of the defamation suit?
Well, I mean, good for her to acknowledge the shittiness of the situation.
Yeah, totally. I mean, their original video on TYT was the Karen thing. I mean, they call her Citywide Karen and stuff.
Yeah, I never saw the original video because they took it down like pretty quickly.
Right.
Once the receipts came out.
So, do we feel better about racism in America today? It certainly feels like we're becoming more divided. We're definitely more obsessed with whipping out our phones to surveil one another because God forbid we fail to capture one of our peers in their worst moments. Simply put, I absolutely loathe this crap. And I can't pretend like I'm above it because I engaged in a lot of it myself. And I have deep regrets about that. Karen hunting is a destructive symptom of the powerlessness people feel as they're more atomized and alienated from those around them.
I didn't hear an apology.
True, but acknowledgement is
a step
more
in the right
than
direction.
you get from 99% of these people. So listen, this segment has been just nothing but a big W for Anna here, okay?
Yeah.
So
Daily Wire, call me. Call me. Cenk won't even let us form a union here. I'm dying. I need some of that Jordan Peterson money. Come on.
No, she needs some of that unspent Steven Crowder money.
I need some of that Steven Crowder money. Come on, call me, Daily Wire. 50 million sounds good to me. Cenk pays me $4.25 an hour. Come on.
It's the abscess that forms from the lack of an organized movement that values the humanity of individuals while fighting institutions that propagate inequality. It's what happens when society fails to understand the critical nature of solidarity in fighting systems of oppression. The
critical nature of solidarity.
Bum, bum, bum.
What does she mean by that?
Bum, bum, bum.
Fighting systemic racism and systems of power.
Bum.
This is where Sean may have a point.
About what?
Well, she's saying all the leftist buzzwords here.
Right.
She's just like, don't call me Karen.
Right.
But I'm still into all the systemic racism.
Let me actually pay attention.
And alienated from those around them. It's the abscess that forms from the lack of an organized movement that values the humanity of individuals while fighting institutions that propagate inequality. It's what happens when society fails to understand the critical nature of solidarity in fighting systems of oppression. The Karen narrative.
Yeah, I don't know what does she mean by that? Because she said we need to have individuals organize, right? Which would contradict
the critical nature of solidarity as we fight these systems of oppression.
Solidarity. Does she just not understand that?
Look, I think ChatGPT might have written part of the segment here.
Maybe. Does she not understand that? Like, what does she mean when she says, like, when you talk about critical solidarity, right? You're thinking about like from a critical theory perspective. That's what creates all of the things she's just been complaining about in the segment.
I know. That's why I noticed it. That's why I said critical consciousness.
Yeah. So good for you to point that out. I was like not paying attention. I was reading something.
It flattens an entire category of people, white women, as malignant members of society whose toxicity lay dormant until they're in the presence of people of color. It's ridiculous. But back to DEI trainings.
Is it?
Is there any evidence that they even work?
Anna, you did.
Well, over the years, social scientists who have conducted careful reviews of the evidence base for diversity training have frequently come to discouraging conclusions. Though diversity training workshops have been around in one form or another since at least the 1960s, few of them are ever subjected to rigorous evaluation, and those that are mostly appear to have little or no positive long-term effects.
What?
Oh my God.
Doesn't even work.
Yeah, but look at the bigot who wrote that article.
Jesse Single.
Jesse, the bigot single. I can't believe Anna would dare quote a Jesse Single article.
Right. Sitch is kidding. Jesse's a friend of the show, so obviously Jesse's awesome. Although he's not on Twitter anymore, right? I think he left Twitter.
He deleted his account because he spent so much time arguing with people on Twitter.
Good for him.
There you go. Well, it's kind of sad because he had so many good threads. Like, I think he should have just closed his account, but left or just stopped posting.
Look,
because he had so many good threads that I bookmarked that I would use for information that are all gone.
You know, you go to the grocery store and you're like, if I buy it, I'm gonna drink it, or I'm gonna eat it. I know what you mean. You're like,
yeah, get it out of your house.
Gotta get it out of the house. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. I understand.
Jesse's got to practice some discipline. I'm getting pretty good with Twitter.
Here's what he should have done. You do two things. You delete it from your phone. Then you give your login information to he should have given his login information to his co-host,
right,
whose name escapes me, and said, I want you to change the password and not tell me what the password is. There you go. Then he can't use it anymore. But like all the tweets are still up there for posterity's sake.
Yeah.
The lack of evidence is disappointing, wrote Elizabeth Levy-Palak of Princeton and her co-authors in a 2021 annual review of psychology article considering the frequency with which calls for diversity training emerge in the wake of widely publicized instances of discriminatory conduct. In fact, there are unfortunately even some studies that indicate these trainings could be causing more harm than good. I mean, certainly if you're being told by your colleagues that you're automatically a bad person and you're very likely racist because of the color of your skin, gonna cause some hostility in the workplace, no? Now, in the case of DEI, Dr. Dobbin and Dr. Kalev warn that diversity training that is mandatory or that threatens dominant groups' sense of belonging or makes them feel blamed may elicit negative backlash or exacerbate biases.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, no surprise there. So if employers insist on DEI trainings, they shouldn't shun discussions that are actually inclusive. But personally, I'd rather encourage employees to go out and grab a drink together after work. They should bond and get to know each other without a third-party mediator making money off of their interactions. And employees should understand that any effort to improve their working conditions and to do something about actual systemic racism as a whole is reliant on solidarity with their fellow coworkers. Despite the protests, I think Uber's diversity chief had the right idea. If you're going to implement diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings at the workplace, they should be inclusive of everyone's thoughts, feelings, and participation.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it.
There's the plane. But listen, you know, props to Anna. Okay, props to Anna for bucking the garbage, racist against white people trend that has essentially been advocated for and allowed on the left for the last so many years. So good on Anna.
Where's my jank? Where's my jank background?
Where's your jank?
Every time I see jank,
listen,
I want the jank background.
That's fine. So I give Anna, you know, a lot of props for saying this and doing this. Good for her. This will
look,
further
I still got
cement.
the blunts in here.
There you go. Get the blunts are so stupid. This will further cement the bread tubers and leftists who hate the Young Turks. You know, accuse them of being, you know, secret right wingers or whatever the dumb shit that they constantly say about them.
Ah. Sorry, I coughed in your ear.
Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.